Hi guys, and welcome to One Saturday Morning for July 4th, 2015. I'm Dara Dukes. Kicking off One Saturday Morning this week is the race to 270. Well, two stories regarding the race to 270. First, Chris Christie. The current governor of New Jersey has announced his intention to run for the presidency, making him if I'm not mistaken, the 13th Republican to do so. And here's a clip of what his announcement speech looked like, courtesy of the New York Daily News. Take a look.
Thank you. Thank you, New Jersey. Thank you. And thank you. Thank you to Livingston. When I became governor 6 years ago, we had a state that was in economic calamity, an $11 billion deficit on a $29 billion budget, a state that had taxes and fees raised on it 115 times in the 8 years before I became governor, a state that no longer believed that any one person could make a difference in the lives of the people of this state. And so we rolled up our sleeves and we went to work and we balanced 6 budgets in a row. We've refused to raise taxes on the people of this state for 6 years. When I hear the media say that our country is angry, I know they're wrong. Last year, I went to 37 different states across this country in 1 year. I met people in every corner of America, and they are not angry. Americans are not angry. Americans are filled with anxiety. They are filled with anxiety because they look to Washington, D.C., and they see a government that not only doesn't work anymore, it doesn't even talk to each other anymore. It doesn't even try to pretend to work anymore. We have a president in the Oval Office who ignores the Congress and a Congress that ignores the president. We need a government in Washington, D.C. that remembers you went there to work for us, not the other way around. I have spent the last 13 years of my life as U.S. Attorney and Governor of this state, fighting for fairness and justice and opportunity for the people of the state of New Jersey. That fight has not made me more weary. It has made me stronger, and I am now ready to fight for the people of the United States of America. America is tired of hand-wringing and indecisiveness and weakness in the Oval Office. We need to have strength and decision-making and authority back in the Oval Office, and that is why today I am proud to announce my candidacy for the Republican nomination for President of the United States of America. We need to get our economy growing again at 4% or greater, and the reason we do is because we have to make this once again the country my mother and father told me it was. That as hard as you work, that's as hard and high as you'll rise. That's not the case anymore. We can't honestly look at our children and say that to them because we have an economy that is weak and doesn't present them with the same opportunities that Mary Pat and I were presented with in the mid-1980s when we graduated from college. And when we graduated from college, we didn't worry about getting a job. We worried about picking which job was the best for us. We didn't worry about whether we were going to be successful. We knew if we worked hard, we were going to be successful. This country and its leadership owes the same thing to my children and yours, and I'm ready to give it to you. And the fact is this. After 7 years of a weak and feckless foreign policy run by Barack Obama, we better not turn it over to his second mate, Hillary Clinton. And unlike some people who will offer themselves for the presidency in 2016, you're not going to have to wonder whether I can do it or not. In New Jersey as governor, I've stood up against economic calamity and unprecedented natural disaster. We have brought ourselves together. We have pushed back that economic calamity, and we are recovering from that natural disaster, and that's because we've led and we've worked together to do it. If you give me the privilege to be your president, I will wake up every day, not only with my heart strong and my mind sharp, but with my ears open and my arms open to welcome the American people, no matter what party, no matter what race or creed or color, to make sure that you know that this is your country too. We are going to go and win this election, and I love each and every one of you. Thank you very much.
All right, our next story in the race for 270 is Donald Trump, which he announced a few weeks ago that he is going to be running for president. Excuse me. And let's just say his comments about Mexicans didn't go so well with a couple of broadcasters. Univision was the first to announce that they are not going to be showing Donald Trump's Miss USA pageant, the Spanish telecast version of it. In addition, a few weeks later, NBC says they had also were in the same boat, issue a statement basically saying that we're not going to cover the USA pageant, the Miss USA pageant, excuse me, but they're still going to keep on with Celebrity Apprentice. Why is NBC's dropping the Miss USA pageant and instead of going with Celebrity Apprentice, or The Apprentice rather, because Trump does not own the naming rights of Celebrity Apprentice or The Apprentice, whichever one you want to call. They are owned by Mark Brunette, so NBC is still going to keep on with their working relationship with them. However, the Miss USA pageant is associated with Trump, so to ensure that nothing bad happens, they are not going to air that pageant. So Univision, going back to them, they are being sued by Trump for $500 million for the breach of contract. And it's not looking good. So here's the clip, and we'll come back on this other side and I'll explain more of it.
They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
U.S. presidential candidate and real estate mogul Donald Trump filed a $500 million lawsuit on Tuesday against Univision over the Spanish-language TV network's decision to end its contract to broadcast the Miss USA pageant, which is co-owned by Trump. Univision said last week it would not air the July 12th pageant because of what it called insulting remarks about Mexican immigrants made by Trump when he announced he was running for the 2016 Republican presidential nomination.
Alright, so we're back. So as I stated in the clip, Trump is suing Univision for $500 million. NBC will be next on Trump's lawsuit city list. And let's just say Trump did say it was going to be in the couple hundreds of millions, but this reporter didn't think it would be that much. So only time will tell with that. And lastly, to end on our condensed version of One Saturday Morning for this 4th of July, we're going to give you an update on the escaped prisoners in New York. But this is what you need to know before we go to the clip. They've been on the run for the last couple of weeks now. One of them was basically drunk and incoherent enough, so basically and had a shotgun, so basically police shot him and killed him, while the other one was still on the run. The other one was shot, but it's in critical condition. But here's the full report as it aired on ABC World News Tonight with David Muir, with AJ Robach filling in. So take a look at that. We'll be right back on the other side of this clip.
Stunning new developments tonight about those escaped convicts. David Sweat captured alive, now talking to authorities. A hospital bed confession straight out of a Hollywood movie, revealing staggering details from their days on the run, the close calls during that manhunt, hiding in trees while police passed by. And from inside that prison, their months of preparation, the dry runs. Tonight, 12 members of that prison staff now on leave. ABC's Lindsay Janis back on the story, leading us off.
Tonight, a major shakeup behind the walls of this prison. The superintendent, his security chief, and 10 guards and officials, now all on indefinite leave, as investigators learn the two killers started digging through the walls of their cells way back in January.
Does this mean that their cells weren't checked in 6 months? I think that's an issue.
Prosecutor Andrew Wiley telling me David Sweat admits the two men broke out of their cells night after night to scout the inside of the prison walls. He and Matt even doing a dry run before the big escape. And after they broke free, they knew all too well they were among America's most wanted.
They obtained a AM/FM radio that they were able to listen to the news media.
Hiding out as more than 1,000 law enforcement officers scoured the forest with helicopters, ATVs, and dogs. Sweat telling investigators that on at least one occasion, the search teams just missed him.
At one point, Sweat says searchers were combing the dense forest and had no idea he was right above them, hiding in a tree stand like this one used by hunters.
Another time, the killers were hiding out in a cabin when some hunters showed up.
They could hear the conversation.
They could hear the conversation.
Whoever was outside left. Another night of freedom for the two killers on the run.
Amy, David Sweat is in fair condition tonight, shot once in each shoulder. He'll soon be shipped off to another maximum security prison where he'll likely spend 23 hours a day in his cell. Amy?
Lindsay, thank you.
Alrighty, friends. This has been a condensed version of One Saturday Morning for the 4th of July 2015. Sorry we've been away for the last couple of weeks, but we're back and better than ever. Just stay tuned within the next couple of weeks for a special report that we're doing about Outcry, which is a Christian concert tour that is coming to Miami on the 2nd of August. Just be on the lookout for that. And that's it. For One Saturday Morning, I'm Daryl Dukes. If it's Saturday, then it's One Saturday Morning. We see you then, and happy 4th of July. Stay gold, everybody.